Hey guys, you just missed it. Tuning in at the right time, though. We were just warming up for today's show, doing the lion face and the prune face, and all the rolling of the R's, because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Fernando, with 3 R's, and welcome to Musicash Weekly.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Jackie Idenisi, and today we have so many great things in store for you guys. Music news, we have a special guest in the studio, and you guys don't want to go anywhere because it's about to go down.
Before we get into this amazing episode of Musicash Weekly, let's take it to the socials and find out what's the #1 question you've been asking us about the Musicash competition.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's see what we got.
Okay, so it looks like Nick Do Work wants to know, how can you submit to Musicash and how do you create a profile? And we've got all the answers for you.
Folks, it's very, very simple. All you have to do is go to musicash.com, go to the top of the page and click sign up. All right, after that, a form's gonna appear. You're gonna put in your username, email address, password, country, click on the box that you've read and accept the terms and conditions.
And then after that, you're gonna go to your email, and all you have to do is verify your account by hitting that link, and then you could submit your contest video. It's that simple.
It's that simple. Good luck, everyone. Musicash is open for voting. That's it for the question of the day. Right now, it's time for
Music news. Woo! You guys, we have so much going on right now. It's award season, and there are so many nominees. We've got to talk about A Star Is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody.
A Star Is Born made me cry.
Yeah, I think it made the whole world cry. So emotional. Gosh, and the music, are you kidding me?
It was beautiful.
It's no wonder that it's nominated.
Shallow is nominated for a Grammy Best Song, and Lady Gaga Best Actress, and just the powerhouse with Bradley Cooper.
I'm telling you.
You know, and other musical, what is the other, Bohemian Rhapsody is doing well, you know, nominated for a BAFTA award, and I'm just really, really happy for all of you guys. What would it mean to you if, imagine you were Lady Gaga and you won an
I was
Oscar
Lady Gaga?
and
Wow.
a Grammy?
Can you imagine just putting yourself in Lady Gaga's shoes? Like, what if I was Lady Gaga? I think I would explode out of excitement. No, but seriously, I think it's so exciting. I mean, she's so humble. When she just received her award at the, what was the award season that just happened?
Golden Globes.
The Golden Globes. She was so humble, and she kept just talking to Bradley Cooper and giving him the credit. And I think these awards are obviously very exciting for her, but I don't think they define her. I think it's really exciting to, of course, get an award. But Lady Gaga just puts music out there and she works hard for it, and whatever happens, happens.
That's true. If I was Lady Gaga, first of all, I feel fabulous. You know? But I couldn't imagine all the things that she has to prep for the day of an award show. And she's going to basically every single award show. I mean, I think that's tiring.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
And I think you mentioned something very important I'd like to elaborate on, like the success of your career doesn't like mean awards, you know? I wouldn't be stressed out about whether I won or not.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great recognition from your colleagues, from the Critics' Choice Awards, and like fans when they vote for you, the Kids' Choice Awards, everything, every award show season, someone's voting for someone else, whether it's your colleagues or your fans. So, but just, you have to be dedicated.
Yeah.
It's about the passion, and I think when you're at that level, you know, and when you're trying to get to that level, it's not about the awards.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody hopes to get an award one day, but they're not doing it for that. They're doing it to have a voice, to show their talent, and do what they really love to do.
Wasn't Lady Gaga like trying to fire back comments to the government about everything that's going on, and then also Cardi B, and like a lot of celebrities are not worried about winning the award. And I think it's important for future musicians and stars watching this right now that, like you said, they're using their voice to tell people like, hey, you know, take care of us, you know, and everything else, or raising awareness about mental health issues or autism or bullying, or, I mean, I think that's the most important part.
No, definitely. I think if you have that big of a platform and that many followers, of course you want to share your passion, what you love, but if you can use that to spread awareness, and I mean, people say that, you know, these musicians or these athletes shouldn't get involved with politics. They're like, stick to what you know, stay in the studio, or go throw a ball. But it's like, you can't tell somebody that, you know, if they have a voice and they have a platform and they want to speak about these kinds of things, that's why you do have a platform. It goes beyond your talent. And I think that's why people have talent, so that they can spread love and have a voice for other things.
And now it's time to welcome our special guest to today's Musicash Weekly episode. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from San Francisco, California, now living in LA, my girl, Carmel Helene.
Hola. Welcome.
¿Cómo estás?
How are you?
Hi.
Good to
Nice
see
to see you.
Looking good, girl. Looking
Thank
good.
you,
I love it.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Better now.
We're gonna talk about music advice to all of you out there listening right now. Take out a pencil and paper.
Yeah, take it out.
And bring it in,
Get the
y'all.
notes ready. Get the notes ready because you have a lot of information for us and a lot of knowledge about the music industry.
Yeah, I have a lot of varied experience from street performing, from singing backup, for famous people, Miley Cyrus, Johnny Hallyday in France, and 80,000 people, to in the studio, to writing, all kinds of things.
That is amazing.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
But
How do you do it all?
Yeah, and how did you even get started? Yeah,
In my room, I was a shy little kid in my room. No one even knew I sang. And but I would write songs, because it's very therapeutic, and I love to write, and so it just started out from there, and just getting out, meeting people.
Do you remember your first lyric that you ever wrote? Is that something that always?
Oh my gosh, she knows.
It was like "I want you" or something like that.
I want you.
Well, that's good to go back to maybe old
They
lyrics.
were very bad.
Were they?
Yeah. But I'm much better now,
Okay.
I like to think.
Well, we're gonna listen to you play in just a few moments. But what is the #1 advice you have for the Musicash community?
Oh gosh. Well, there's lots of bits of advice, but I think as an artist, one of the hardest things to do is to stay true to yourself. Of course, you hear this all the time, but it's really hard, and it's really important.
So true. We have to say it again. Say it again.
Be true to your.
Be true to
who do I
yourself.
talk about? Be true to yourself, guys.
Yeah, but can you give us like a prime example? Because I know, when you go into the music industry, they do try to like tweak things and change things, your music or your looks.
Yes. My whole life they've been trying to do that.
Yeah, give us an example and like how did you overcome that or say no to people?
Well, okay. In the beginning, because I grew up, I listened to all kinds of music growing up, and then my mom was a country folk singer. She played the banjo and the guitar and stuff, so I grew up on country as well, and some Michael Jackson from my dad. And I wanted to sing in rock bands after that, and people kept saying, "Oh, well, you're black, so and you can sing, so how about do some R&B?" And I'm like, I didn't listen to R&B. I didn't like R&B. Now I do, but at the time I didn't. And so I just went the opposite, and I just went to like the hardest rock bands I could find at the time.
Wow.
But so I feel like it gives me versatility, but also I have to know what I want to do and who I am, because people will always try to push you in a different direction.
Right.
Has that ever happened to you with a manager or a producer, or you've been recording, or anyone you've ever met in your music career that has tried to push you a certain way? Besides that example of you should be into R&B.
It's been happening, for so long. But I think the key is for people is to find people who actually see you for who you are and love you for you. We say be celebrated, not tolerated.
No,
Amen.
definitely. And so you finally found a team that supports you and who you are as an artist. What's the next step once you have that good surroundings around you? What's the next step after that?
Okay, so then you have to work like a dog.
Okay.
That's the next thing.
Right.
But make it look
But it's not all
is
fun and games. You're not just singing. You
know.
have to put in work.
Right,
What?
there's that whole business side, we
Yeah.
were talking about earlier, just that's not always fun, but it's necessary to know about the business. And I know I have a good friend of mine who was seeking out a possible manager, and the manager was like, yeah, but your voice isn't very good, and this and that. They started to pick her apart. So that's the first red flag of a manager, is don't go with one who doesn't see your worth. What's the point of that? And gives constructive criticism.
Wait, that's actually something that I question. Like, wouldn't you want somebody that does give you constructive criticism?
Well, I think there's a difference between, you have to be able to take criticism, obviously, and you have to be able to know, it's like this an awareness that you have to have, and sort of a understanding of people, you know what I mean? You have to have a bit of that, just like a sixth sense.
Right.
Because you have people that really know what they're talking about, and who are giving you a piece of advice that you need to follow, or like you need to fix this. That's one thing.
Right.
But then there's other people who are just like they're kind of catty or they're trying to build themselves up. And you can kind of tell if you look closely enough.
Right, right.
What's it like getting in the studio though, once you found someone who does believe in you and they just throw money at you and say, you need to produce this album. They're flying you to Nashville. They're doing all these things for you. What is that like? You feel stressed? Tell us a little bit about that journey. So
that's what happened with my current manager, actually. It's so funny because he is actually, he's a financial advisor, actually. He's not even in the music industry, but he loves music, and he would take his kids, he had young children, to go see Miley Cyrus, and that's when, at the time, I was singing for her, and we sort of...
Was that pre-Wrecking Ball?
Yes.
Miley Cyrus pre-Wrecking Ball is relatable. Right now, it's like the whole music scene is just changing. Everyone looks almost, I don't know, not like they used to be.
Because every artist can go through changes, definitely. But I love Miley. She's very charismatic, awesome girl. But yeah, so he found me on Facebook, and at first I was like, I don't know, what this is about. But we ended up becoming really good friends, and he ended up investing in me and becoming a manager, and he would fly me to Nashville to record and everything. And I got to work with wonderful people. Now that's a dream.
Right.
I was
about to say, I don't think that happens for everybody,
it's not common.
But that's good to keep your options open.
Because she was out there, she was singing, she was back up, she was working.
Because normally when you get a message on Facebook, you're like, I don't know about this, but that really catapulted your career.
Yeah, and like I said, that sixth sense, I could tell that he was actually a really awesome person, and that he never did anything, out of place or anything like that. And he truly just loved my music and wanted to help and wanted to be in the industry. And so we've evolved from there.
In talking about red flags and hardships of the music industry, do you have any I wish I could have done that differently? Or now that I see my friend did it this way, now is it easier being a musician now? Is it harder than ever being a musician because it's Spotify and iTunes, everything's so saturated?
I think it's both. I think it's easier and more difficult. And one of my regrets is that when I was younger, I think I always thought, this is my passion, this is what I want to do. I always thought I was working as hard as I could, but I don't think I really was at the time when because now I'm married, have a child, wouldn't change it for anything, but it's 10 times harder to pursue your career with that when you don't have any responsibilities, you don't have the same kind of bills, you can just get up and go wherever you need to go, so that's the time, especially any time, but especially that time to really focus on, 100%.
And it's a little bit of awareness of where you are in life,
Yeah.
and how that relates to your music career. If you can't afford a music career, you just, you don't take out a loan, don't put your mortgage on the line, or or get a job, and you have to sustain that career, and that sustainability, is what we want to help singers with. Getting $40,000 or more for first place, second place $20,000, third place $8,000. What would you do if you did win Musicash? I'm not sure.
Or what should somebody do with that money?
Exactly.
What would you advise them to do? Because you said you get this large sum, you're like, oh, a music video, do an album, producer. But where would you advise them to spend that money and how to spend it?
I think the first thing you need to do, well, God, there's so many things.
But what if you already have the best voice ever?
I know. But
I would do that too, right?
No. Well, okay, the first thing I would say is don't spend anything.
Oh, wow.
That's the first thing, is you hang on for a second and you really plan, because money goes like that.
Right.
So just really plan about what you need to do, and like we were saying, look realistically at where you are at in your career.
Right.
I mean, because for me, I need promotion money.
Yeah.
Marketing money, you know what I mean? And so it's just figuring out what you need, or maybe maybe you need some money to record or do a video or something like this. But then also there's always shortcuts. You can always do buddy deals. Be very frugal is what I would say.
And I love that there's crowdfunding now.
There's crowdfunding,
and that's kind of cool.
And that's what you kind of reminded me of something earlier, is there's always a way. Never give up. There is a way. You have to be clever. You have to think outside of the box, and you have to work hard. And I know y'all can do that.
Well, thanks so much for coming for this amazing interview.
Thank you.
I know.
I want to lighten things up and play a little
Yes.
game.
Okay, let's
So
do it.
I hope. Let's. This game is called Hummingbird.
Ooh.
All right. So we're gonna take turns and hum a little song. Okay.
That's not
And
fair. She has the upper hand because she's a singer.
Well,
It's
that's
not
the
fair.
fun part. That's the fun part. we get to make a fool of ourselves.
Right. Well, she's just gonna have like these beautiful hums. And we're gonna be like, it's okay.
Was that Mary Had a Little Lamb? Were you just humming that?
How'd you guess it?
I know it. We're always
Yeah,
connecting
right,
like this. Okay, so you guys ready to play Hummingbird?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Who wants to go first?
Not me.
You don't have a song in mind. Okay, all right, ready? Let's do. Oh, I got one.
Okay.
Ready? I'm gonna hum it. The first person wins.
Okay.
First person
Guess
to
it.
guess wins.
Okay.
Just yell it out. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, Macarena! Macarena! Oh my God! I was trying to. It was going, and I was like trying to. I was thinking the words. I was like, what's the name of the song? And I was like, hey, Macarena. Okay.
That's it. Okay. All right.
I can't.
That was good. That
All
was
right.
good.
So you got 1 point.
Okay.
So you have to go next.
Okay.
Dude, that was my song. You read my mind. I was
you
literally
didn't do
gonna
that?
say
Are you a
that.
Britney fan?
I'm not a hater. I like everybody.
Wait,
I'm
who
just gonna
said
say
it
that.
first though? Who
But why
got
is that your
point?
song?
I don't even know.
It
who
was a
said
tie. We both get a
Was that
point.
a tie?
said it.
Okay, you guys got that fast.
Dude, you know why? Because I was just gonna hum that.
Really?
I was literally.
That's
just.
that's so crazy.
That's what I'm saying. You read my mind.
We're telepathically connected.
I know we're all connected
Hold my
here.
hand. All right, one more. We have time for one more. You need one.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. You got it. You got it.
Run around, got away, run in my hips like yeah.
Party in the USA. Miley Cyrus.
But I said it.
No, I know that.
No, but I knew it. I
Well-
just didn't know the title. I'm terrible with names.
The Hummingbird rules. Hey, you gotta know the title.
Dang it! Ah, that's messed
y'all.
up.
Well,
That
now-
was fun.
That was fun.
That
Good
was a
job,
good
guys.
time.
We
Yeah.
all won. We're all winners.
We're all
we all get
winners
1
here.
point.
Yeah.
We all get 1 point. It is now time to introduce the beautiful stage, the Musicash Weekly stage, our special performance for today, singing
Since we were young.
Since We Were Young. Are you ready? Ladies and
ready.
gentlemen, Carmel Helene. Take it away.
We spent every waking moment side by side. Haven't beat you at a game since the schoolyard on that night tried. Cruising out Camino Boulevard for trouble, telling our mamas little white lies. I guess so memories will die hard. How we laughed and how we cried. How time flies. We move on, but I'm never gone. You are the heart where I come from. I love you still, I always will. You were the one I could be sure of since we were young. Do you remember dancing to Madonna on the front lawn? And I'd be singing out of key, but you'd be there cheering me on. How time flies. We move on, but I'm never gone. You are the heart of where I come from. I love you still, I always will. but nobody does me like you do. We move on, but I'm never gone. You are the heart where I come from. I love you still, I'll always will. You were the one that could be sure of since we were young. Since we were young.
Bravo! Yay! Country queen! Look at you. Well, we did it. Another Musicash Weekly episode and a wonderful performance by our special guest,
so
Carmel
beautiful.
Helene. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We're so excited. Folks, thanks for tuning in. This has been Musicash Weekly. Jackie, what do you have to say to the folks out there?
I say, what are you waiting for? Make sure you are submitting because you guys don't want to miss out on this opportunity to win some major cash and to perform live for everybody, just like what we saw just a second ago.
Yes, November 9th, 2019 is the grand finale TV show event, and I want you, that's right, I'm talking to you, to be one of the finalists. Musicash got your back. Log on to musicashstar.com and browse everything we have to offer for your success. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
Bye. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para darle alegría a cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena. ¡Hey, Macarena!